And we're off to Neverland.
You're listening to the Level Best Network.
This is the INTERCOT Insider Podcast, episode 151, I think. Maybe I should have checked that before the
It's close enough. Who's counting?
something like that.
Right.
You know,
It's a lot.
we'll correct it at some point if we have to. Yeah. And the INTERCOT Insider Podcast is brought to you by Magical Journeys. Our longtime partner, Nancy, and crew over there are the best. Please contact them before booking your next Walt Disney World or Disneyland or cruise vacation or Universal vacation. Magical Journeys, they take care of you like family. And they've been with us for most of our 25 years here online. It's good to have you along tonight. I am with Ian.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, you are.
And again, it says CA Gen on me, but I know from last time now that it actually shows the flag to the people out there. So
That's right.
the Canadian side of INTERCOT.
Okay.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
Hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
good to have you along. Oh, look at she prepared tonight. Look at the background, Ian.
I know. I've got Madame Leota and Stitch, and I've
Look at
got
that.
two cranky old men. over
Stadler
here.
and
You've also got
Waldorf.
you've got two
I've got
cranky
two-
old men on the show with you
Yes,
too.
that-
so.
I mean, the question is, who is who?
Who is who?
I call Statler.
Do you? Okay, which is Stadler?
I have no idea. But I want to be the really cranky dude on the right.
On the right, other
Yeah,
than the guy with the
That's
mustache.
right. That's definitely me. The guy
Well,
with
I've
the
got
mustache
the-
is a little bit more like, yeah, you've got the
Oh,
mustache. So, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he
Okay,
laughs.
yeah.
I want to be the really crabby guy.
All right. Well, that's,
You want to be, or you already are? No.
I'd like to slide into the character that fits my personality.
There you go.
well, I mean, I think we're not too far off from either one.
Hello,
of them.
Patty Stark.
Yes.
Hello.
Patty. Thanks for joining us tonight. So it's been a little bit, and again, a real life imitating real life, in that we're just busy as heck, trying to get things done, and it's been a while since we've been on the air, but we're glad to have you here. Before we get into, I think there's a lot of stuff that we want to get to from D23 tonight. I just want to get out of the way, up top, up front, that this will take a few seconds, and we'll do most of this on another podcast, is that I was a guest on the Carnival Magic, or Carnival Mardi Gras. Sorry, I'm getting my ships messed up. But Carnival Mardi
I
Gras.
was like, so they stole their ship?
Yeah,
name?
no, they you know what? I think there actually is a Carnival Magic, but the Disney Magic and Carnival Magic. But I was on the Carnival Mardi Gras for the last 7 days. Just got off of that. Carnival PR was great, and hooked us up with some very nice stuff while we were on board. And be sure and visit our social media accounts and check out a lot of the pictures and videos and stuff. And I still got a few things that I need to post from that trip, but had a wonderful time on board one of the biggest ships at sea. And it was a lot of fun. So I went to a lot of different places, and I even slid down some rocks and waterfalls in the Dominican Republic.
On purpose?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm slowly discovering I'm a little bit too old for these kind of things. Like just starting to get to
You're
that
never
point where,
too old, my man.
where maybe it was not such a good idea afterwards. And, for a day later, I was like,
Hold my beer.
Yeah, really. But there is a really cool video of me interacting with monkeys at Monkeyland, which
I saw that.
haven't you always wanted a monkey?
Which is kind of like your day job.
What?
Right? I mean, isn't that all of our day jobs?
Just-
Interacting with monkeys at
Just dealing
Monkeyland?
with a bunch of monkeys.
Yeah, dealing with a bunch of monkeys.
It's a zoo out there. Yeah. I mean, so
Absolutely.
I mean, bottom line is, was a lot of fun. And I just wanted to shout out to them. A big thank you for that. We'll talk a little bit more about the ship and all the kind of stuff that we got into on the next podcast. But really, tonight's podcast is about D23, which went on a few days ago, I guess it was. Did it end?
Yeah, last weekend. Last weekend. I think it ended Sunday.
And as usual, a lot of not my circus, not my monkey. I'm not sure what that means.
You never heard that saying before? That's a saying.
Is it? That's a great. Well, there's probably a reason why it's.
It basically means I'm not accountable for whatever the heck you're saying.
I like that.
So,
I say that all the time.
Not my circus, not my monkey. Okay. D23, the annual gathering, the D23 Expo, where typically we look for big announcements, interesting things to come out of, as far as the theme parks and movies and all that kind of stuff. Certainly, there are a bunch of things we can cover tonight. Ian, what would you think would be, at least from Walt Disney World, the biggest thing to be announced?
I mean, I guess it depends on your perspective, right? It probably the most immediate thing would be the kind of the softish, tentative, we think, opening date for Tron Light Cycle Run. That finally got it's going to open in spring of 2023, which is about as detailed as we're probably going to get right now. So
still a little nebulous, right?
Yeah, and still a little further out than I think a lot of people were expecting. I mean, they've been doing human test runs for a few weeks now. So I think there was actually a pretty heavy rumor that it might open in November. That turned out not to be true, obviously. But still good. I mean, I think a lot of us, I know you are, John, and I know I am, are really kind of dying to get on really dying
this thing. I mean,
it looks awesome. Like the colors at nighttime, like it must make Tomorrowland look pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, just from that, and we know about the ride because it exists elsewhere,
right? Yeah,
and
it's not a mystery.
And not to mention the fact that literally at some Star Wars event like 3 or 4 years ago, or something like maybe 3 years ago, I sat on one of these the light cycles. Literally, where they were saying, okay, this is, it's under construction. We're building this and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be open. And here we are.
Well, whatever, you can say whatever you want about this, but it was due to open, as was all the rest of this stuff, much, much sooner than it did. I mean, It just got delayed because of COVID. What that really means is, probably debatable, right? Like what does delayed, but that's the reality. Was it got pushed off?
I mean, it did, but the reality is, I mean, how long does it take to build a roller coaster? I mean,
well, in the case of this roller coaster, apparently the answer is almost 6 years.
Yeah. I mean,
it got announced in 2017, so it will be open in 2023. It's going to be just shy of 6 years.
That's really hard to believe.
Yeah, I think even if you want to give them
even with the global pandemic of 2 years, let's take 2 years off of it.
2 years out, still taking 4 years to open a new roller coaster that is, not. I mean, it's not a custom build; it's just a Vekoma coaster. I mean, obviously, it's got theming and all that, but seems a little long. Seems a little long.
I mean, if you think about this, like Universal's, I think, going to build a whole theme park in about that time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's quite that fast, but yeah, I mean, they will definitely be adding on a significant expansion to their parks in
Epic Universe or whatever
in an out of asynchronous time frame with with how long it took Disney to build their park. But yeah,
I know. It just seems crazy. We've talked about this before because Disney used to be the ones who literally would get stuff done amazingly quick.
They built the entirety of Disneyland in 1 year.
Right.
The whole thing.
So are they taking their sweet time to do it correct the first time?
Well, I
Or
mean, there's a whole bunch of different points
is
of
it
view, and
just
the
COVID?
fact is, nobody really knows why it takes them this long. But
Ian, I heard it's built on a swamp, and they had to reinforce with structural pillars, and
yeah, I
it
mean, I
was
don't think that has
sinking into the
anything.
ground.
I
Or
mean,
no, I'm joking.
I don't believe that has anything to do with it. I mean,
No, I
there's two different.
don't. Just
There's a couple of different schools of thought. The biggest one, and probably, frankly, the most valid, is that they really like to spread construction costs for large projects, what they call capex, or
here we
capital
go.
expenditures, out over
Multiple years.
multiple quarters. Yeah, multiple years. It
Yeah.
makes the balance sheet look a lot better, right? So that's, in my opinion, that's the most likely reason.
Yeah.
I mean, that certainly doesn't make it true, but that's why I would imagine they do it.
Right.
And so, but the other school of thought was that, they really kind of wanted to make sure that they were giving people a reason to come back, and so they did what the heck am I? Guardians of the Galaxy this year, and then they
Right.
purposely held.
I mean,
Tron
you're
till
spreading
next
stuff
year.
out. Yeah.
Which is also probably got some legitimacy to it, I would imagine.
But so the question is, when Josh was shown riding the ride, was he riding the ride in Orlando, or was he riding the ride overseas?
I mean, they've done, human
Because
testing is,
they showed a video of him
yeah.
on social media of him actually riding the ride, like
Yeah.
checking
Did
it
they
out.
fake it?
No,
But-
I
and the-
believe that was probably I mean, human testing has been going on for a couple of weeks now.
But,
so
but
it
if
would
they're doing that, it's literally, they're talking 6 months from now.
I know.
Opening.
Yeah, there's a lot of, actually, depending on when spring is, it could be more than 6 months, really.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of other stuff. It's not just the coaster. Like,
Right.
the canopy work is, still ongoing, and which I always get a kick out of, because there's a lot of our sister sites, or I shouldn't say sister sites, but a lot of Disney sites have been
A lot of our friends out there
have
in
been
the
doing
metaverse.
what I like to call the daily canopy update.
Canopy updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Oh my
they're like,
gosh.
oh, they put another piece on the canopy today. So,
There's another trash can that's been
Yeah.
placed
Slow-
out in
slow-
Tomorrowland.
Right. Well, I wish there was. Sometimes I wish the trash can would come back, but that's a story for a different day. Yeah. So, but look, let's try and focus on the positive. Super glad we have a real date for it now.
Yeah. And super
and
psyched to ride it.
definitely psyched to ride it. John, you and I are both obviously large Tron fans.
Okay, speak for yourself.
Yeah, like, do your
Didn't sound
kids
right.
know who
Large
Tron
fan.
is?
What do you mean? You love Tron? You have a Tron video game.
No, I mean, you made it sound like we're huge Tron fans. Like, we're both rather
We
large
like
Tron fans.
I like Tron.
I
mean,
love the Tron.
by scale of the average
Yes.
Tron fan, I'd be willing to bet I'm high up on the end, because most
Yes.
people, to Jen's point, probably don't even know what.
I
that
mean,
is.
literally, look at
I hardly
my
know
name.
what Tron is.
right here.
You could. Not
I'm
say that
referencing
ever
Tron
again.
right in my
Sorry.
name here. I'm the
You don't have to rub it
MCP.
in.
So
Yes, you are the MCP.
Yeah, but to your point, yes, indeed, I do have a Tron arcade, like a full size Tron arcade cabinet in my house.
So that's probably one of the biggest pieces of leading news. The Moana Journey of Water got an opening date, which I got to be honest was a little bit.
Thank you,
I know.
Patty Stark. Punctuation saves lives.
Punctuation matters.
Large Tron fans. Yes. Large Tron fans.
Well, if you talk to my kids, they would agree that was the correct
That's
definition.
the correct way. Yeah.
Yeah, you would be accurate in that. I am a
that is-
large Tron fan.
Sorry. Okay, so moving on from that,
Yeah.
which we are definitely looking forward to riding, and I think pretty much everybody
As
is
large Tron fans.
as large Tron fans. Yes,
Ultra
I think
large
that's
Tron
the name of this podcast.
John used to be a
podcast.
large Tron fan, but he's not anymore.
I did.
I am still a
When I
large
was
Tron
40, and then I
Yeah.
lost 40 pounds.
Very good. You lost
But-
1 pound for every year.
Yes, pretty
Moana
much.
Journey, moving right along. Moana Journey of Water got a tentative opening date, which I got to be honest was a lot farther out than I expected. I figured we would see that early next year, because they've been making tons of progress on it, but it's like late 2023. So that one surprised me a little bit. We apparently still have a fairly decent wait to see that one.
Is that
which
so you go on the Tron coaster and then have to plan another trip to come back?
I
to
mean,
see
don't
that?
laugh, but it might actually be.
Well, you
Although,
know,
if there are people planning their trips around Moana Journey of Water, I'd kind of like to meet them.
I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised by this one.
I'm going to have to be surprised because my expectations are so low that it would be impossible to
like
not exceed them.
literally out of the frame. Low.
I was joking.
I
was
have no
joking with
expectations.
I was joking
there-
with a
that's even
couple. I was joking with a couple of people on Facebook the other day that like I'm expecting like a plumbing education. The journey of water. When you flush your kids, when you flush the toilet in Tomorrowland, it doesn't just
if it's yellow,
doesn't
let
just
it
go
mellow.
it doesn't just go out into the ocean. There are many steps along its journey. Let's track the journey of water.
And then you watch the yellow water jump over you.
Yeah, the yellow
Oh,
right.
the yellow water.
There's a what do they call it? A sediment pool on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of you picture one of those elementary school films where you,
Yeah.
where you have to advance the
I
slide.
do have to say, I'm only half kidding. Like they really do seem like they need to hire some new copywriters.
Yeah.
Like some of their writing lately has just been really
Well, it does look like we've,
substandard.
at least from the picture that we're showing here, and listeners, sorry about this, it does look like water squirting.
It's like what they would have in front of Journey into Imagination, right?
Kind of the jumping, the
water.
prancing.
I literally
fountains or
think it's
something.
like next gen
Jumping
Journey
water.
jumping water.
And also, I'm trying to get a scale on how big this figure is, and they have nothing near it. So of course, you can't really tell whether that's huge or whether it's 6 feet tall, whether it's kind of like Spinal Tap, where it was supposed to be, what was it, 6 feet tall or 60 feet tall, whatever, and it ends up being this big.
Yeah, well, let's just hope the amplifiers go up to 11.
Yeah. So yeah, so that is coming. When did they say that's coming?
Late 2023. So
late.
Late. I know. I
So
was a little surprised. I mean,
if that's late 2023, can we pretty much hope or wish that maybe much of the mucking with the whole front of Epcot will be done with by late 2023?
I mean, it can't be any sooner because the biggest source of the mucking is Moana Journey of Water.
The journey.
And they also mentioned Communicore. I don't remember off the top of my head what the rest of it is called.
Actually, yeah, there was a, let me see if I can find this here. There it is. Look at me with the AV stuff tonight.
Rock on, John.
Yeah, I know. Right. So yeah, I mean, the front of the park, there you go. There's kind of an image of it, and you can kind of see the entertainment venue thing, concert stage or whatever it is off to the left, which was very confusing.
Still a little weird, but because they already have one. But
yeah, exactly. And I guess that center is where the fountains used to be, right?
Yeah. Somewhere I read, or maybe I'm just imagining this in my head. I can't really remember. Somewhere I swear I remember reading that there was going to be a new fountain of some sort coming, but I don't know.
Looks like something's there, but I can't exactly. A lot of trees, though.
I hope there's shade, man. It is so hot there.
And it's not as bad as Animal Kingdom, but it does get kind of warm. That's for sure.
I think that is one of the things they're trying to fix.
Yeah. So that was another one of the kind of just I wouldn't call that a major announcement, but it was probably the two kind of quickest and easiest to cover.
Yeah.
If you want some of the larger stuff for Disney World.
Well, let's stay in Epcot for a second here, okay? Sure. Harmonious.
Yeah, there's a good one to talk about, huh?
What the heck?
Yeah, I was a little. I'm not gonna lie. I was not a little surprised. I was very surprised by that announcement. So, apparently, Harmonious will be departing the Epcot park in
Harmonious has
next
left
year.
the building.
Yeah, so a little bit. I mean, more than a little bit. I was very surprised by that news. It just got
I haven't
here.
even seen it. Is it really awful? Like I've seen little snippets online.
No, it's not. It's unfairly criticized. It's not awful.
It's not.
It's not
horrible.
Great. Yeah,
it's not great.
It's not great. I mean,
Did you take Illuminations back, Or we
Well,
should
I mean, I love Illumination, so the answer to that for me would always be yes.
yeah.
But in the context of the two shows, I mean, I know Mel Bounds would disagree with me, but to me, this is no replacement for. The problem that I have with it is sort of threefold. Number one, the music, in my opinion, is not in sync with Epcot. It's like movie music.
It's IP. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all IP. Yeah,
So-
Which doesn't.
Which everything
This
seems
is
to
where
be
we're
that
going,
way, and I
but-
don't like it.
Yeah,
Well,
and it doesn't
cheap.
match with the.
They don't have to pay anybody royalties.
But you're
it's
right,
cheap.
Ian. For the grandness of Epcot
Yeah, it doesn't work.
and the vision, at least originally, of the park, and as they're trying to revive a little bit, yeah, I think like the orchestral theme and the whole nine yards actually fit
Yeah, no, absolutely.
that park. That's a great point.
More
Actually,
importantly, it's a relatively basic story. Like Reflections of Earth had, I thought anyway, a pretty deep, somewhat complex story. Basically about the origins and evolutions of the human race, right? So
Yep.
by its very nature, it was fairly complex and deep. This one is like, oh, we have countries here, and
right.
we have
And
movies that feature characters from
that
each
match the
country.
countries.
So
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
have
yeah.
music from Milan. Let's have music from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Let's have music from
And
Frozen.
the other thing that's a little bit hard too, and we mentioned that, is that they feature some of the stuff in the native languages and things like that. And it makes it a little hard to sing along with.
Yeah,
too, which
but
is
none of those are my biggest complaint.
No.
my biggest complaint.
okay. This is the number 3 in the list. Right?
Yeah, my biggest complaint is that it has very sparse fireworks. It's a fireworks show. Like, if you're familiar with the concept of like Republican or Democrat in name only, right? Rhinos and dinos. Like, this is a fino. It's a fino. It's a fireworks display in name only. It's got like little pops.
I got you. I see what you did there. I was like, where is he going with this?
Yeah,
I didn't quite understand.
It's a fireworks
fino.
show in name only. It's a fino. And it has this sort of cool water spraying thing that is interesting for the first 10 minutes you watch the show, but then you're kind of like, okay,
You get bored of it.
yeah, like I've seen the water spraying.
I'm
can we
writing
move
this
on to
down, by
something
the way.
else?
Fino.
Fino, yeah,
I think
that's
that
good for
is
the show notes. Put that
Yes.
in the show notes.
fireworks.
Is that similar to Spectro
In
Magic, where
name
they have like
only.
water pictures
No,
on the
you
water?
mean Phantasmic?
Oh, what did I say? Spectro
You said
Magic.
Spectro Magic.
Phantasmic.
I don't think there was any water in that.
I don't think there's any
Not on
nighttime
purpose.
parade. But anyway, yeah, if there was water, somebody spilled a water bottle. And then the last piece, which nobody really cares for, is that big ugly black thing sits in the middle of World Showcase.
That's a huge deal
Yeah.
for me. So where before they used to drag the globe out
Yeah,
in the
Well, this thing's
late
too
in the
big to do
day or
that.
whatever, and now they just have these
yeah, it's too big. You can't do that with this
barges
thing. Yeah.
anchored
And
there.
they're ugly. I mean,
all
they're really
and
ugly.
They were supposed to blend in with
Yeah,
the
they
fountains and stuff,
do
and
not.
they do not. Oh, and not to mention the OCD in me, which now I'm going to ruin this for everybody if we haven't talked about this before, is the center one is off center, legitimately. Like if you stand straight ahead in the park looking back at the American Adventure, it is off to one side.
Yeah, I would say
Like,
no doubt.
how
about
did-
that. Yeah.
How did no one notice that?
Well, I
like
don't
it-
know that nobody noticed it. I mean, I think it's more likely that they just
I
didn't
think
really care.
Just somebody dropped the anchor and was like, all right,
Yeah,
this
looks
is
good
where
to
it's
me.
gonna be. Yep,
Let's
good.
go. Break
Yep.
time.
Break.
It's my union
Lunch.
break time. Yeah.
Lunch.
So yeah. So anyway, that wouldn't surprise me. It did. I did not think, because like when they had that interim show before
Epcot Forever.
that we all knew was an interim show, and it frankly
was
kind of
fine
reflected
for
it, right? It was
transition.
it was
right.
a transition show, and it
Yeah.
was okay.
Yeah.
This one is I thought was kind of going to stick. So a little bit surprised to see it going the way of the dodo.
I think everyone probably is, because I mean you would hope that these kind of shows last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, something like that. I mean, look at how long Illuminations.
Well, let me put a slightly different spin on that. I would hope that they would make shows that I would want to last for that long.
Right.
Well,
because
I'm
think about
not
that.
sure this was one of them. But,
Yeah, I mean, think about that. I mean, when they're designing these sort of things, it's not just for a season. It's for, people are, not for the regulars. It's for people who come down there on a vacation and they don't see it very often. So, it should last 3, 4, 5 years. But yeah, that they're pulling the plug this quickly just says guest satisfaction numbers probably are in the tank.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think that that's the reason, but I don't know that I can go there. I'm not really sure. I don't
really.
Maybe. Well, let me tell you why I think maybe you might be right. I got a survey. I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago from Epcot after we were there one day, and it asked some questions that, frankly, were a little different than what you normally see from Disney surveys. It asked me a lot of questions about and it was long. I mean, it was a long survey. It was like probably, I don't know, I want to say it was 100 questions. I mean, it was really long. And it asked a lot of questions about did you stay for Harmonious? If not, why not? Like, don't, blah, blah, blah.
Really?
So, yeah, it did have a lot of questions like that. So maybe you might be onto something there.
It has to be. Think about it. There's a lot of money and time invested in doing something like this, and to the fact that they literally designed all those barges and things like that to be out there.
Cheap, right? I mean, I wouldn't imagine. No. So anyway.
Oh my gosh, no. I mean, think about. I mean, we only had one little globe in the center before, and now they have 3 huge video screens, jumbotrons, whatever, with fountains and fireworks being shot off from them. So, they have to cost a fair amount of money, and to just say, you know what? But the problem is, what's going to happen? They're going to completely reuse those. They're not going to design something new. Yeah. So it's going to be, it's going to be a show that somehow works those items in. Yeah. Repurpose. There's no way they're going to trash those items.
I mean, I would tend to agree with you. I would tend to think that you're probably right about
Write it down right now.
Yeah,
9/13/2022 at 8:28 p.m.
I will say I kind of hope that you're wrong, but I suspect that you're probably correct.
Yeah, look, repurposing is a way of life for Disney lately. I mean, kind of with don't build a new ride, rework the track and figure out how to use it.
You could even argue that it goes even deeper than that, right? Like a lot of what they've done lately has been replacing stuff, right? They haven't added anything.
Yeah.
Like there's so much talk on, online in general about their big issue, right, is capacity. That's what you hear them always, they're trying to, that's a lot of the stuff that they're doing lately has been to kind of clamp down on, their capacity challenges, right? And so
Mr. CEO said,
yeah. So, the question becomes like, well, Mr. CEO, why don't you build a new gate? If you really have capacity problems, just build a new gate.
Right. Yeah. Why not? I mean, because clearly we've got a fair amount of hotels and things like that. And and we've got a lot of capacity around the area to put people into parks. So yeah, why don't you just build a new gate? That is a good question. I mean, what did we say? How many years? Because it's been longer now.
1998 was the last new gate.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the history of the parks,
that's almost a quarter century.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we talked about this the other day, right?
Yeah.
So, first park was 71.
Right.
Then 12, 11 years later, you got Epcot. 7 years later, you got the studios.
Right.
And then, what the 89 to 98 is 9 years later, you got
Animal Kingdom.
Right. Yep.
And then it's now almost 25 years later, and they still only have 4 gates.
Yeah.
And they haven't even added any other, they didn't add. I mean, I honestly don't remember when Blizzard Beach opened, but I don't think they've added new water park capacity. They haven't.
If it takes them 6 years to build Tron, how many years will it take to build a whole theme park?
Well, you know what? Since we're talking about additions, why don't we shift gears, John, and talk about the some of the other new things that they mentioned that they might be doing. So let's talk about, why don't we talk about what they're proposing for Animal Kingdom?
Okay. Which is what I saw something about Dino Land or whatever.
Yeah, so most people probably know that they demolished Primeval Whirl, I don't know, last year, I think, or sometime in the last 12 to 18 months, right? Which, quite frankly, was the kind of the only, other than Dinosaur, was the only real ride. And they have Triceratops Spin, but
and honestly, it wasn't that great a ride. It was an off-the-shelf kind of.
It was like,
but
it was a ride.
It was a carnival ride. Yeah, it was
a carnival ride, and it was basically a queue.
Can I just say, I got stuck on that one time, and I
your
swear
story about that gave me the worst
forgot us
agita
on there, and it was so hot, and we were like locked in. The thing comes over your head and locks you in, and the sun's baking down on you. And I swear they forgot. And we were with the mom and her kid, and if it wasn't for her husband was waiting, he had to go and tell them, like, they're still on there. It was like 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
And then they came and got us off. I was so like claustrophobic and sweating, and it was like horrible. I hated that ride.
They would have known that I was on there, because they would have heard me shrieking in terror.
It was not a great ride, and it was pretty rough. I mean, it's a wild mouse.
So I wouldn't say I liked it, but it was. Yeah, I mean, look, was it a Disney theme park quality ride?
No,
it was a
No,
amusement
it was like
park ride.
slap it up. Something
Yeah, it was. We
so
opened
that's
Animal
gone.
Kingdom without enough stuff, and now we got to put something in. So we're gonna slam, this done.
So
right. So that's gone. So
the question is, like, as they're retheming that area, are they getting rid of Dinosaur?
Well, who knows? That none of the, there's no concrete,
nothing fleshed out there
about it. You would presume if they do away with Dino Land, it would be odd for them to hang on to Dinosaur. And actually, my family and I were talking about this earlier today. Like, it's not much of a leap to see Dinosaur the ride being rethemed to something from Zootopia. That's a reasonably,
really?
I think, sure, why not? The Zootopia has some, some car chase scenes and stuff like that. I mean, you could get what's his name? What the heck's what's his name?
I guess I gotta go back and rewatch that.
You could get Flash 100-yard dash in there.
So were they talking there? So they're talking about Zootopia and what else, or is that just it?
No, it's Zootopia and Moana.
So Moana again.
How are you gonna? I just don't.
I can see Zootopia. I could see Zootopia.
Right. If we're talking about both of those, like what? I don't
know how they would go together.
Yeah.
When I heard
the announcement, I don't
know. In my mind, the question too is like, how does Moana fit with Animal Kingdom? Like at least with Zootopia, you've got some
animals.
You got some anthropomorphic creatures to to kind of to work with, but Moana was. I mean, what are you going to have a hay?
I'm just trying to figure out what you do with Dinosaur, like, and I'm picturing the ride. Okay, so I'm picturing in its California incarnation as Indy, and picturing it in the East Coast incarnation as Dinosaur, and like trying to figure out how do you retheme that, and I just don't see it.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't have any trouble seeing it rethemed. I mean, I think you could do, like I said, it would be easy to turn it into a little, well, I shouldn't say easy. I really have no idea what the mechanics of it would look like. It may very well be more challenging than I'm giving it credit for, because the interior of Dinosaur is a little unique, right? There's a lot of kind of like story specific elements that might be a little challenging to get rid of. But I don't know. I think it could be done.
I feel like Moana's already going to be at Epcot. Why do they also need Moana at Animal Kingdom?
Well,
as a land.
IP.
I'm really over it. I know I get it. man. Just characters. We need more characters in the theme parks. We need more characters.
Yeah,
It's just
I don't.
characters everywhere. Characters.
Yeah. Like so,
Hold
I
on,
guess,
wait. I needed this, Ian. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah. I guess my thought on it is, every park had an identity, right? Magic Kingdom was the character park. That's where you went if you wanted to interact with Disney characters.
Amen.
And the studios was a movie studio, and it was all themed around movie studios.
Movies and movie studios.
Just movies in general, right? Not even, just movies. It was a movie studio. Yep. Animal Kingdom clearly was, come here to experience animals, right? Like, in a unique way, because it's not a zoo. Even though it is
not a zoo.
Right, not a zoo. And Epcot, quite frankly, was a World's Fair, a World Showcase,
a permanent World's Fair,
World's Fair.
Yeah,
but not anymore.
Yeah, and so now, like, if you look at the state of Epcot, half of it is kind of a permanent world. Actually, half of it is a bar. I mean,
yes. World Showcase. Yeah,
half of it is a bar and restaurant and shopping center, and the other half is Guardians of the Galaxy. Which is great, by the way. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is by far my favorite Disney ride now. I love it. But like, does it fit in Epcot? Not really. I mean, I don't even know what it's doing there. Like, why is it
shoehorned in there? Because Peter Quill did this and brought it back because it was his favorite, and we thought and then we're interacting with our two galaxies. And don't you understand that?
I don't know. I understand it's a great ride, and that's frankly all I care about. I mean, I love the ride. I go on it like I try to go on it like once a week. I mean,
as the great yogurt says, merchandising.
Yeah,
it's all about the merch.
But I love it. It's
Spaceballs reference. For
absolutely
people, by the way.
Love it.
No, it's a great ride, but to the point, each park had their identity, and now I think the identity is really with the IP kind of getting a little fuzzy. Here.
I would say more than a little fuzzy. It's highly questionable at best, I think. All that said, right? I'm okay with doing something to make Animal Kingdom a more viable park, because to me it's still a half-day park at best. I'm
going to say it. And whatever the villain kingdom, the thing that the beastly kingdom or whatever, the mythical creatures kingdom, that would have solved that problem. You could have had the thrill rides and this stuff that fit with that on that side of the park, and then still had the zoo side of things. I really would have, if they would have spent some money.
But maybe they'll make a villains park.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what Joe Rohde's thinking right about now.
I don't know. Does he even still work there? I feel like
he's retired. He's retired. So
I suspect he retired because he didn't feel like dealing with
kind of just said, anymore. All right, I'm done. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's very popular to leap on Bob Chapek's back and give him all kinds of crap, and I'm not a fan. I don't agree with what he does, but I also do acknowledge that they have a very bizarre problem. That I said this to somebody on one of the of the boards I'm on today.
Yeah.
Oh, Disney World, nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded. Like,
too expensive.
Yeah, but no, seriously, like that's the problem. The problem is the laws of supply and demand cease to exist in Walt Disney World. Because no matter what they charge and no matter what they give you, people keep coming. So
right now they do, yeah.
Their biggest complaint is,
from
guests, is that it's too crowded. The lines are too long. It's too crowded. That's what everybody complains about. And How do you solve it?
Recently, a few weeks ago, I mean, there was that slowdown where it was like there was
that's
nobody
the
in the
same.
parks.
I
but
think
you
that's
just think
the back
you
to
think that was
school.
you think that's all the back. You think
That's
it's going to
just
be
the standard. I can tell you for a fact it was. I was at Magic Kingdom on Sunday. It was on Saturday.
So.
It was packed.
I mean, do you really? So do you just think the people will keep coming even if inflation's at 8 or 9%?
I don't think the people that are going care how much inflation is. I don't think they're.
Maybe that's like to your point, and which you've made before, is they've been catering more and more to, well, we'll say the 1%, but it's
it was
a little different. The folks who have money, let's just say that, and that.
Somebody made a great point, which I've made myself, but I read it on somebody else made the point on one of the Disney pages I'm on. Like, it's this whole sort of vlogger.
What other Disney pages are you on? Jeez, man.
INTERCOT.com.
Thank you.
You ever heard of it?
Good Lord. Okay, go ahead.
It was there is no other Disney page.
Thank you.
The only one to go
good
to.
Man. Good man.
There is this whole like Instagram fabulous culture now, right? And there are these vloggers that go to the park and they get everything for free. And, because they're there to showcase and put it on Instagram and make everybody insanely jealous. And then these people they want to live this, this sort of
pretend life.
No, I don't even think it's pretend. I mean, I know a lot of people I shouldn't say a lot. I know some wealthy people who are absolutely that way. It's this whole like humble bragging culture that you have with the kind of the nouveau riche people. Oh, we took the kids to Magic Kingdom or to Disney last week because they really wanted to go, but oh my, we had to do the VIP tour guide, and it was so, I mean, it was $6,000 just for a few hours, but the kids loved it. It was so, how can you put a price on your kids' happiness? And she did the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and blah, and it's all over Instagram and their social media, so, but the problem is that what are they going to do? They no matter what they charge, the parks are packed. So, I mean, in fairness to Chapek, he is running a business, and what is he going to do? I don't know what the answer is. I mean, sure, the answer is, from my perspective, is build a fifth gate, make more room, accommodate more people.
I mean, I think we are in agreement there that really, legitimately, that's the only way to solve this problem. Otherwise, you have to do exactly what they're doing, which is limit when and who can go into the parks via the scheduling, raise ticket prices, raise hotel prices, and just get it to the point where only a certain amount of people can afford it. So you create that sort of economic model for, unfortunately, what used to be a family getaway and things like that. Now you're catering to a different audience. And I just think it's so much different than what it was when we were going in the 70s, 80s, and even probably 90s. But I mean,
certainly the early 90s anyway. I mean, maybe very towards, I don't know. Look, I'm going to be honest. I remember sort of lamenting things in the Eisner era. And John, you'll very well remember that I was, vehemently supportive of Save Disney and get rid of Eisner. But I got to be honest with you, I'd kill to have that dude back right now.
I know, right?
I really would. Like, I'm going to beg him to come out of retirement. I mean, he looks like a dream compared to these guys. But I mean, again, when he ran the parks, they were empty, John. Post 9/11, remember, there was nobody there. And frankly, I mean, there were a lot of times of the year when you went to Disney World and it was dead.
I mean,
absolutely dead.
But who knows? I mean, if we were like right now, if we were to go through another, God forbid, event like that again, who knows what it would be like? We might have another, thing that reverberates for 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely.
So. Yeah, who knows?
But I think the bigger thing to me anyway is that, and again, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But to me, this is transient for them. I don't think they can count on this demo, being this engaged with this forever. This to me, that demo is very fickle. And something else is going to come along, where all of a sudden the trendy thing will be to say Disney World. Oh yeah, we went there 4 times or 5 times in the in the 2010s, and it just got it's so cheap and it's too and then they'll be going to Italy.
I think that's the other thing. I think the thing I worry about is that we talked about this as far as the maintenance of the parks and things like that, where you kind of start letting things slide. If that happens, people who are paying a higher amount are going to kind of turn. Like
you would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually a little surprised, frankly, that demo goes to the parks and stays in their hotels and is
happy with them.
I know, and again, whatever. I know a family who they're not like they are wealthy, like exceedingly wealthy, and like they go when they vacation, they go to they stay at Four Seasons and
right.
They go out to Sedona and they're in like the spa resorts out there, and they also go to Disney all the time, and it really surprises me that they're comfortable with the amenities that they get for the dollars that they spend, but they love it. So look, who am I to judge, right? Like, I don't I don't pay their bills, so if that's what they want to do, it's okay. But
so, it just surprised. Can they pay my bill?
Yeah, right. No kidding.
Yeah. So moving on.
Yeah. So anyway, there's no detail. So let's wrap that up. There's no detail yet. It's just sort of like
wow, that was a tangent
about. Yeah. No, that's okay. That's what we do, right? I think most people who tune into this podcast tune into our tangent.
I appreciate the tangent. Wow.
They know that.
No details, but Moana and Zootopia and Dino Land. We did miss something at Epcot. So Figment meet and greet with the huge and oversized Figment.
Yeah, they said that was returning, by the way, which I don't even remember there being one.
Do you remember there being like a 6 foot tall Figment?
No, not really. But anyway, yeah, Figment meet and greet coming. It was interesting because, the
2023, by the way,
the general reaction was like, great, like, but could you fix the ride?
Could you fix the ride?
I know. Yeah. I'd rather see Figment meet and greet than go on the ride.
Yeah, I know. Well, the other thing was pointed out, of course, that the Figment used to be out with Dreamfinder, and Dreamfinder would be holding Figment, and Figment was appropriate sized at that point. And now Figment's like 6 feet tall.
Well, John, he's not a kid anymore. I mean,
he's grown up.
I mean, geez, that was 1982. I mean, you got to give him some. Look, we all gained a few.
So let's bounce back to Magic Kingdom. Actually something that I think is cool. I like when existing rides are plussed. Haunted Mansion.
Oh yeah, this I'm super excited about. So I don't know. I think we tend to draw a little bit more of a Disney World crowd. So I don't know how many of the folks on this will know the Hatbox Ghost, but there is a Disney history about this effect that was used I cannot remember. It was either originally used in the Disneyland Haunted Mansion, and then it went away. Or
it was designed to be used, and they couldn't figure out a way.
They couldn't figure out a way to do it.
Yeah.
So they never put it in. But then later, technology advanced, and in Disneyland, they were able to figure it out, and they put the Hatbox Ghost in, which I'm not going to describe it. It's just a cool effect. You can Google it. There's 1,000 videos
it's on
YouTube,
the screen right now,
and it's probably on intercot.com somewhere. So
literally.
So you got it. But the cool part is, but it's not, because the cool part isn't on the screen. It's just
his head disappears and goes in the hat.
His head disappears and goes in the hat box, which looks pretty cool.
It is.
Especially since, as you can see, the hat box is empty currently. So very neat effect. Love it. Coming to Walt Disney World next year. So love that too, John. Love when they plus stuff up like that and bring little things. I think it's great. I'm super excited.
And so typically where people are guessing that it's going to appear is right after you see the Bride and I Do and I Did, right there as you transition out into exactly the graveyard scene, in at least in California. That's where he is. We'll see if that's the same here.
Could be challenging logistically here though, because when you go out, you're like at the top of the downhill. They'd have to really reconfigure. I don't know where it's going to go.
Don't know.
Yeah, me neither. Anyway, who cares? I just can't wait to see it. I thought that was really cool, exciting news. Let's see. Anything else?
That's 2023 too. Everything's 2023.
Bayou.
Oh yeah.
So again, not a ton. It was just some more details. We all kind of knew Tiana's Bayou Adventure was replacing Splash Mountain. There was just some additional detail. It's it's kind of what we thought. It'll just be Tiana's, characters throughout. And I have to be honest, I've never even seen Princess and the Frog, so I can't really speak too intelligently.
You and me both, which is weird.
And what's really funny? My kids love that movie. My girls, that's one of their favorite movies.
That was the last hand-drawn animation. So Disney. I really should make a point of seeing that because I've been such a
I keep meaning to watch it because my girls say it's fantastic. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Literally late 2024.
Yeah, can't say I'm surprised, but that means you're going to be without a big e-ticket ride in the Magic Kingdom for a long time, which is tough because the crowds are already pretty rough.
Well, that one guy from INTERCOT won't be happy. He'll be like,
yeah.
Remember every year?
Every year. At the same time every year when they close Splash Mountain religiously.
Splash Mountain's down. Boy, he's going to be pissed.
Yeah, so are they still going to consider it one of the mountains? My son brought that up today.
Oh, because it doesn't have a mountain in the name anymore.
That's right.
I don't think it can be.
I would assume not. So the big issue obviously will be in between when when Splash closes and Tron opens, you're going to be down a big e-ticket. So that's going to make crowds tougher, and it's been rough as it is. So, but once Tron opens, that's obviously going to suck up so much of the volume at Magic Kingdom that hopefully it'll balance things out. So,
yeah.
And it won't be that long because Tron's supposed to open, like I said, in spring. So I don't know. I assume that Splash is closing in January probably. So, it'll be a couple months.
I mean, hard to say depending on how extensive the redo is going to be. The one thing that they did say with people from the original film who were in it cast wise are going to be actually doing the voices in the attraction,
which is good. I like when they do that. I think that's actually been pretty common. I mean, I can't think of an attraction recently where they haven't used the town. I think they write that into everybody's contracts now. That does.
I think Guardians has that, right? Where the raccoon.
Pratt?
What's his name?
Raccoon, Bradley.
Yeah, he doesn't actually voice it in the.
I never saw that movie.
When people were making a big deal out of it, me, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not. I mean,
what my
wired
favorite part of Guardians of the Galaxy is by far. The pre-show, when the tree says, "I am Groot," everybody laughs every time. That's like the fun. Like I'm like, why is this funny? Like I don't. It's just but every time the whole place is like,
because he says it every time.
Yeah, I know, but it's not funny.
It has different meanings.
But it doesn't. It's just I am Groot. It's dumb. I just don't get it. I laugh at the people laughing at it every time. I'm like,
okay, there you go, folks. Ian is laughing to you, send complaints to P.O. Box 400.
Yeah.
So Hilton Head on. Exactly.
Yeah. The other big one for Magic Kingdom, which is a little bit more, I don't know. Let's put this in the semi-official rumor category, I guess, because it was mentioned.
Oh, the other thing,
was the potential addition of a new land.
Okay, so I've got the fireworks up, but okay, you jumped the.
It says themed lands, so I'm not clear on whether they may.
So, can we talk here? Because this was blue sky, right? Like that's what they shared it as, which is pretty much okay. Well, maybe we might do this. We can file this under David Copperfield's Underground.
Or we could file it under the Mary Poppins attraction.
The Mary Poppins attraction, or a bunch of the other stuff that was supposed to.
We could file it under the tram, the return of the parking lot trams to the studios, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom,
or Mount Fiji,
which is happening
Japan,
in January of 2022.
Right,
we don't have them yet.
I mean, so their blue sky concept is for new lands, but then people started trying to figure out, okay, well, where exactly is this going to go? And then, then there was speculation filling in the rivers of America, where the paddle wheel currently goes.
Well, the original, I was a little surprised by that because the original, I thought the announcement said behind Big Thunder Mountain.
It did. Yeah, so I don't know where they got that from.
Yeah, that's not behind Big Thunder Mountain by any definition. So,
but I haven't got out my I'm not
your map.
Haven't Disney freaked this and sort of overlaid the map and everything. And
I guess there is a portion of the Rivers of America that goes behind Big Thunder, but only maybe a very small piece of it.
Well, they could do what they did in Disneyland, where they shortened it.
Yeah, and that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, look, let's be real.
Put in Star Wars land.
Like, does anybody really know who Tom Sawyer is anymore? Like, I mean, you can't even read the book in school anymore. So, like, nobody knows who Tom Sawyer is. Who cares about riverboats? Like, I just, I don't know.
I know, like, ocean wide.
I feel
rivers deep.
Right. Mark Twain. Yeah. I feel bad because I feel like I should not want them to get rid of the Rivers of America, but I don't really care. Like, whatever. Yeah. If they take it out, put something cool in, that's fine with me.
Oh my. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying that is possibility.
Yeah. But it does. It says lands, so it specifically mentions Encanto and Coco, which I would assume would go, given their sort of reasonably similar setting,
sort of frontierland-ish area.
No, I mean, I think it'll get themed as a new land.
Southwest. Oh, yeah. I mean, but I'm saying that,
or like south of the border. Well, I mean, Coco's set in Mexico.
By the way, yeah, Amanda said she Disney freaked this. Google Earth.
That's so now funny. A verb, huh?
But well, Disney Freak is actually planning on being at our 25th anniversary celebration.
I have not seen that guy. I'm not
Bobby.
Sure. Yeah, Bobby. Sure.
Bobby's good. Yeah, no, I'm actually excited. I've never met him in person.
I don't know that I've ever met him either. But
but by the way, 30 days is the countdown to the INTERCOT 25th anniversary celebration. I'm slipstreaming this in here at the Walt Disney World Resort from October 14th through the 17th. We still have tickets available, a few. For the big event that we're holding, which is at what the heck is it at? It's
Planet Hollywood.
Planet Hollywood.
Planet Hollywood, John.
Yes.
Know where your event is.
I know. Well, the special ticketed event is at Planet Hollywood from 4 to 6 p.m. on the 15th. You can get tickets right now, $55 a person via Eventbrite. Get you 2 drinks. INTERCOT swag. Just got the shirts in. The pins are ordered. So a bunch of cool stuff that you will get, and food as well, plus a bunch of cool.
Are you able to see my screen?
No, but how about
we have a lovely shot of you.
There we go.
Sort of
there we go.
Because I'm trying to share my screen.
I got it. Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah, there you go. So
you shared it, and I have to share it as the host.
Oh, I see. So in that spot there, like if you see the Rivers of America, kind of in the middle upper left there, that whole area between Floridian Way and all that, there's a lot of undeveloped land there. So they could fit. They could easily fit. I think
it would just be big, quote unquote outside the berm, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can.
No, I would imagine it's that concept probably is.
We don't mind.
I don't know what's in there. I mean, I drive down Floridian Way all the time, and I think that this area is pretty empty. I don't think there's anything in there. Although I'm sure somebody right now is furiously typing to tell me that I'm wrong. But I think that it's pretty wooded in there. So it seems like it could be another octogenarian from Philly with Polish ancestry will be there.
With Poppy
Yags.
Poppy Yags will be there.
Right, I got on the wiki. If my grandmother was still alive, I would bring her, and then we'd have a centenarian Polish lady from Philadelphia.
Patty says 29 days until we leave. So
all right.
Yeah, 29 days until you guys all arrive.
So anyway, if you don't have tickets yet, get them. $55. Go to intercot.com homepage, right up top. Go to the Facebook page, right up top there. Go to Twitter, right up top. All those places have the link to get you to get your tickets.
Yeah, and I gotta say, if you've never done it before, you've never done an INTERCOT meet before, and you really don't know what you're missing.
Right, and don't be scared. if you don't know anybody. It's okay.
When Carolyn and I went the first time, we had all of your pictures. We're like stalkers. And we're like, okay, is that him? Oh, I think that's him.
I vaguely remember.
It's too funny. It is really funny. Yeah, if you go, just come up and say hi because we're friendly. We don't bite. I swear.
No, you'll have a blast. We have so much fun. Like
it's
literally just like a bunch of,
and
like Disney people having a good time. We're all, we don't bite unless Gary comes. He might bite.
Yeah, well, the bottom line is too. Also, I mean, even if you can't make the ticketed event, there are 3 days worth of stuff where we get together and we ride rides together or we do stuff together, and it's just a fun time. We'll take pictures.
Get Dole Whips together.
Get Dole Whips, all that kind of stuff. I think we have to rejigger the schedule, though. There was something that somebody pointed out that there was a problem with the other.
Yeah,
day.
it was.
What was it?
I can't remember. There was a conflict with something.
There was
I don't remember what it was.
Some sort of scheduling conflict.
There was a scheduling conflict,
which we're going to have to resolve. But like Michelle Carbonara says, that's
right.
How we met all of you. Such a fun time, and it completely was. And
Camel I've been to all of them. I think I only missed one like official big meet, and I've been to all of them. And I got to tell you, I've had a great time every time. It was it's just
lifelong friends.
And here's the cool part about it: you can consume it in whatever volume you choose. Right?
True.
You can dip your toe in and go to like one big ride along with us, and then if you're like, wow, these people are crazy,
right? That's enough.
You can just go do your own thing. Worst case scenario for you're just hanging out in Disney World having a good time. So it's low risk, very low risk.
Exactly. Attend one thing, do the rest of the day on your own if you don't like it. Whatever. It's fine.
American Adventure will be closed. That was
why is it closed? What are they doing?
For a refurb. I think it opens.
Maybe we'll go to Canada instead.
Yeah, that was the suggestion actually.
We went to
Canada. We went to Canada last time. Remember, we had a whole Canadian.
We could do that, or we could just do the dinner at the Regal Eagle and call it a day.
We did Canadian trivia.
Have some beers and sit out front.
Well, John, the what's his name concert series will still be going on, so maybe we could even catch a little live music across the way if there's somebody good playing.
Well, I'm trying to. Well, that is true. Before heading out to the boardwalk.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Because the boardwalk's right there, right? We could just grab a boat and do our thing.
We'll figure it out. But 30 days. 30 days to go.
Quite sure we will have a good time.
Yeah, 30 days.
We're under 30 minutes left, so let's
exactly. 27 minutes to go.
We covered the heck out of Disney World. How about some of the Disney?
Did we cover everything? I'm looking.
Yeah, we did.
We did actually cover everything. Okay, good.
It only took us an hour and 3 minutes.
And a few tangents later.
The delicate flow.
And we're good to go. Okay.
So knowing, so two things, right? So number one, while all of us have been to Disneyland at one time or another, I wouldn't call any of us Disneyland experts.
Although I probably am the one who's been there most recently. I was there like a month ago.
Well,
it's been a few years for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
The last time I was there was with you guys, John, whenever that was I don't remember when that was, 2017 maybe. So I say this by way of saying that I may get some of this wrong. Anything I get wrong is my fault, not John's.
Okay.
And in
well,
fairness,
I'll try and correct you, but I'm not the best either.
Michael was supposed to be on the show to be our Disneyland guy, and he didn't show up, so it's all Michael's fault.
Well, he's working. He said he'd try, and
he just blew us off. He finished work like 35 minutes ago. He should have been here. Very disappointed in him. We're gonna have to sit that boy down at the meet, John.
He's gonna have to have a talking.
Yeah, that'll work out.
Right.
I know exactly what Michael.
That'll go. It may not be family friendly.
Correct.
What comes as a result
may or may not end up with a black eye, but
yes, probably will.
I'll end up buying him a drink.
Disneyland Resort.
Disneyland Resort. So we've got, actually, I got to be honest with you, I really wish we'd get this in Disney World. Mandalorian and Grogu are going to be.
Look who I've got. I've got a little Grogu.
That is awesome.
Cute.
That guy. Yeah, love that guy.
So that was shared, by the way, to our social media account, actually on Facebook. So you can see that. Why are we not getting that?
Maybe we will. Who knows? I mean, wouldn't surprise me if Disneyland was like, all right, let's go get a Mandalorian costume and a little dude in a Grogu outfit, and we'll
is
do what
that the
Disneyland
proper
does.
timeline? This is where we need
probably not.
Somebody who knows Star Wars better.
Yeah,
I mean, I know I love Star Wars, but I'm not like that kind of a Star Wars fan.
No, neither am I.
Yeah.
Like Sam from Sam's Disney Diary would know all this stuff, but I have no idea.
I don't know.
No. They'll bring it to Florida. I think it'll just start out in Disneyland first.
So he's coming, but that looks really cool. By the way, the same way that Dreamfinder and Figment sort of worked, but it looks really good. Like,
by the way, Juliana Hart asked, do you really think they'll get rid of Tom Sawyer Island? I think we looked at the map. My guess is no. I think they would put it in that.
Did she ask? Where did she ask that? Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry.
There.
Yes, right there.
She's on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching on the YouTubes.
Oh, Amanda tells me because Groot says it in a funny way, and I must not be fluent in Groot. Well, I really should have read these comments while the show was on.
Somehow I missed like a bunch of comments that were Ian doesn't speak Groot. They're like, they were. See, there's comedy going on outside of the show.
They're way funnier than we are.
I know they really are.
We really should just let them run the show.
I know.
Anyway, so that's pretty cool. I hope that comes to Disney World because I got to be honest, I would totally get my picture taken with Mando.
I would get my picture with Pedro Pascal any day.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's him.
Pedro.
I'm just saying.
Maybe he'll show up though, just like Johnny Depp will show up at Pirates sometimes. I don't know.
Now, see,
I have to be honest. If he showed up, I would get my picture taken with him. I love Pedro Pascal. I go back to, I like him in Narcos days.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I have no idea what this means, so I'm just going to read the words on the paper.
By the way, can I just say, in a random tangent, I enjoyed Pedro Pascal in the movie that you'll never see because you're not a fan of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, the Nicolas Cage. Oh my gosh, that's such a funny movie.
That was one of the funniest movies I've seen in a long time.
Fab.
You do need to see that. And Pedro Pascal was fantastic. He was, it's Nick Cage making fun of Nick Cage, so you have to go see that. Go ahead.
We're running a little low.
I know. All right, go ahead. I know.
Your weekly Nicolas Cage plug brought to you by John. Okay, I don't know what this means, so somebody tell me. The Hulk Project Exo robotic exoskeleton meet and greet will start at Avengers Campus next week. This sounds very exciting.
I think I've seen.
I've always wanted to meet a robotic exoskeleton. So
you
know what I picture, John? Remember in Aliens when they had those machines that they use? Like that's what I'm picturing, like a dude in like the walking.
That's
machine.
pretty much what it is.
There you go.
I think
looks
this
like
is
the Hulk.
I don't know, but I remember seeing Disney Imagineering talking about the exoskeleton sort of stuff, and there have been some videos of them demonstrating it. So this is where I'm not really sure whether it's going to be a actual Hulk or whether it's a Hulk with an exoskeleton on or whatever.
Project Exo robotic exoskeleton meet and greet.
I know. I'm looking, and that unfortunately was not included in the Disney Parks and Experiences and Products.
Where's Jimmy Horn when we need him? He's a nerd. He should know about this.
He's doing his own podcast right now. He was pissed that we intruded upon the nerds' time slot.
Sorry, nerds.
Well.
Okay, this is cool. I love this next bullet point. Pacific Wharf at Disney's California Adventure will be reimagined into San Francisco from Big Hero 6, which I got to tell you, I think is one of Disney's most underrated movies.
Agreed.
I love Big Hero 6.
I do as well.
Totally,
I would love to see a ride or something.
Excited by that idea.
100%. Actually, that was a movie that really surprised me, and
me too, because I expected it would
nothing.
Suck. And I
absolutely and I was like, oh, this was fantastic. Yeah, exactly.
I probably see that movie at least 5 times. That movie has got such great heart, man. I love that film.
It really does. And I think the point is that that is actually a welcome addition. Totally. Now go ahead, get Justin upset with the next one.
Well, this one I That was kind of funny too. Like, Run Disney returning to Disneyland Resort in 2024.
Like, really,
so, like,
2 years from now,
almost a year and a half from now. Like,
does it take that much to start it back up again?
Save this for the next D23 Expo, right? Like,
right.
Whatever.
Yeah. Why couldn't they have done that to 2023?
Yeah. So anyway, but that's good news, I guess, for those of you who like to run in Disneyland.
By the way, yeah, legitimately just started training tonight for January's marathon.
Well, you're doing a marathon. I'm only training for a 10K. So yeah, but my training regimen is not what it. Jen and I will definitely be strolling alongside you and Carolyn probably for the 5K. I don't. See a lot.
I don't even know if we're doing it, but.
Oh, you're doing it.
I didn't see, you know what, on your list here, I didn't see that Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will invite guests into a cartoon world where toon rules apply, and Mickey's Toontown will step into a new era of inclusive experiences for families of all ages when they open in 2023.
Yeah,
I saw part of it there.
There was concept. So the Mickey's Toontown thing is on here. I honestly didn't see the.
Yeah, Runaway Railway is being included in Toontown. I would hope they're not killing Roger Rabbit's.
No, the release news for Toontown specifically said that they were retaining Roger Rabbit, so I feel like Roger's still safe. I did a lot of new concept art for the Mickey's Toontown revamp, so a lot of cool looking stuff. I mean, still not a lot of details. It's just concept art, but
right.
I'm sure that's going to be kind of cool when it's done. Although I have to be honest, I loved it the way it was. So we knew that they were doing this, but the official new name of Paradise Pier Hotel, which, by the way, is sort of steering into the skid that we were talking about earlier, Pixar Place Hotel, and it will include a Finding Nemo splash pad.
Wow, that's the highlight of it.
Yeah. We need more characters.
I know. We need more characters.
Yeah.
I'm Michael Eisner, chairman of the Walt Disney Company. Yeah, we need more characters. Someday I'm going to meet Michael Eisner, and he's going to be. So I heard you've been doing this voice.
Yeah, exactly right.
For the last 15 years.
Jeffrey, it's Michael. We need more characters.
We need more. Yeah, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
That's it.
Anyway, so that's cool. They're getting a new fireworks show, Wondrous Journeys, which is somewhat nebulous and a little uninspired
like
name.
Magic Journeys. But Wondrous Journeys.
Is that like a castle fireworks show, I guess?
My belief is that it's going to be something like what they have in. Oh, you know what? I don't know how I missed this news for Disney World. And it's not. Yes, it is. Happily Ever After is coming back to Magic Kingdom next year, by the way, which will make a lot of people happy.
Yeah, I had a thing for that.
Yeah, we forgot
we had that up earlier, but we skipped it kind of.
Yeah, so
we also skipped the Walt statue that was going to be at Epcot too.
The controversial Walt statue.
I
gotta be honest, I didn't.
Is it controversial?
Oh God, people were going berserk over how. Yeah.
What did I?
Well, let's finish the Disneyland news and then we can.
Okay. What did I miss?
It was really funny.
Okay.
Wait, at Disneyland, there's the new Avengers Campus multiverse attraction.
So you know what? That was
cool.
I will say when I was out there, it felt like in the Avengers Campus that there should have been another attraction there, like they had planned space.
They did.
For it.
Oh, they absolutely did. And it was announced in the beginning. It just got delayed because of COVID. So
okay, so yeah, I think that'll be much welcome. And by the way,
delayed because of COVID or budgets, Ian.
Well, it could be both. Who knows?
Yeah, because Web Slingers didn't impress me.
No,
sorry, no, didn't.
I don't.
No, it was not.
I actually haven't seen a lot about Web Slingers, to be honest with you.
A lot of doing this the whole time because, like, instead of pulling a gun, you're
I gotta
and
be
it's like
I don't even
the technology
anymore. Like, I don't need to be like it's just I don't need to work out on my theme.
It was like a workout, and the tracking didn't work very well. But anyway, all right, moving on. World of Color 1. Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, I guess it's an evolution of World of Color that will feature Coco and Encanto.
Okay, well, but I mean, I thought it evolved before, but maybe not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think it's a Disney show, so maybe
Magic Happens Parade.
Many evolutions
coming back.
Yes, that's returning.
And What's Porto's Bakery and Cafe coming soon to downtown?
Yeah, they're at that. Those are just, that's like a footnote, thing. It's a new.
What about the
location coming?
What about the new platinum decorations and character costumes for 100 Years of Wonder?
Yeah, very important. What is 100 Years of Wonder?
Is it?
Maybe it's the 100 Years of Walt Disney Company, I think. Probably.
I think
maybe so. Mickey Mouse or something.
No, it's not Mickey, because Mickey was in the 30s, so it must be.
23 was 1923 was.
That was the birth of the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah.
So 100 years of that.
Yeah,
so there you go.
There you go. 100 years of Disney. Okay.
Because I saw the Disney 100 logo. There's a new, so in before all the new films that they're releasing now, there's a brand new animation and there's a new Disney 100 logo. So
yeah, I've seen that too.
That was a thing that's apparently coming there. I'm looking at see what else. What about the statue? What was that?
Yeah, so do you have can you find a little screenshot of the statue? I will tell you.
I only have the one. I don't know if it's the one you're looking to
yeah, I think there's only one image of it.
This thing?
Oh no, there's a side shot of it.
Okay.
So it's coming to Epcot, this statue?
Yes, it will be coming to Epcot.
Okay. Well, that's the best I can do for you.
Are people not liking how it looks?
Yeah. Well, you have to. I got to find the one picture that everybody's sort of reacting to.
Oh no.
Okay, here it is. John, let me send you the link. Maybe you can get it from this. Hold on.
Okay. Wait. Just whistle along, folks. Play along with the. Are you going to put the link there, or what are you doing?
Well, there's a little bit of a.
Is there a delay?
There's a little bit of a challenge here. I don't want to inadvertently give advertising space to one of our competitors. So I just wanted to make sure I dropped it in the right chat.
This is really? Okay.
Yeah. So scroll down. There's a video, and then scroll down.
Yeah. Well, they're going to see anyway, but okay. Because the URL's at the top.
Okay. So you'll notice here, John, if you go under Walt's chin.
Okay.
There appears to be somewhat of a waddle present.
Yeah, there is a little George.
Personally, I think it's really just a funny angle on the statue. I actually think if you looked at
George
it
Lucas
shot,
waddle. Well, look,
we
had the. So there is I think there's a waddle there. There's a little bit.
People were very upset that they were using what they perceived as such an unflattering photo of Walt Disney for their statue. Me personally, I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
And to put it in context, this is kind of how it's supposed to be. Like something like that. I mean, I
gotta be honest, I think it's a cool idea. I mean,
and people will sit beside him and have their picture taken.
Right.
Yeah, kind of like the Roy statue that's in Magic Kingdom on the bench.
I don't know. It doesn't look that bad to me. So
no, I didn't think it is either, but it was definitely there was an uproar in Disneydom.
Disneydom.
Yeah, Disneydom.
Interesting.
Major uproar.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's.
But
so
did
that's
he really
coming.
have a waddle? I guess that's the next question.
Well, I mean, their point was like, why choose?
Why would you include that?
Well, why choose such an aging Walt? You could have used a younger Walt, but Walt was in his later years when he developed the idea for Epcot. So I think they are using an age-appropriate image for him. Anyway, I didn't think the waddle was that bad. I suspect if you saw it from the side, it wouldn't really. I don't even think it would look like a waddle. I think he's leaning forward and his neck is sticking out a little bit, and just from that angle, it kind of looks like there's a waddle. But I don't think there's an actual waddle there. So
okay, it's interesting. So.
Yeah. Well, you got to listen. There's always controversy on anything Disney, so it's fantastic.
True.
Yeah, I don't have a huge picture of this for some reason. I don't know why it's so small, but Disney did announce the new cruise ship that they're coming. I actually like the name of it, Disney Treasure.
Yeah, I like the name too.
And what were the I forget what was supposed to be. I think it was Aladdin.
Yes.
Going to be on board, right?
Yeah. There's going to be like some Aladdin elements to the ship.
Yes. Yeah. But I totally like the name, so that is something.
Yeah, me too.
And how about around the world? If we go there quickly, Frozen seems to be still lingering.
Yes, internationally.
Around. World of Frozen is going to be opening in the second half of 2023 in Hong Kong Disneyland. First of 3 Frozen themed areas coming to international Disney parks. It will blend Arendelle with the park's natural landscapes there at Hong Kong Disneyland.
What I thought, at Hong Kong Disneyland.
And then Disneyland Paris is getting it too.
Yeah, and I think it was Tokyo.
And Tokyo is replacing, of course.
What is Tokyo replacing, John?
What are they? I mean, it's coming as part of Fantasy Springs expansion at Disney.
They're replacing Space Mountain.
What?
No.
Yeah, in Tokyo Disneyland.
Are you kidding me?
I am not.
With what?
With Frozen?
Frozen?
I don't know that they're replacing it with Frozen. It says, after 4 decades, Oriental Land Company plans to close its popular Space Mountain attraction at Tokyo Disneyland in 2024 and replace it with a new version, which will open in 2027.
Oh, so it'll be a new version.
So it'll be a new version, yeah. Okay. So pretty cool, though.
I thought it was going to be a Frozen roller coaster.
Okay,
well, who knows what it'll be? But
I mean, they get all the cool stuff because it says Frozen is
OLC.
Yeah, they got unlimited funds. The Frozen is one of the stories coming to life as a part of Fantasy Springs. Its expansion at Tokyo Disney Sea, joining the 2 other Disney animation stories, Peter Pan and Tangled, plus a brand new hotel integrated right into the park.
Oh, which we talked about. See, that is INTERCOT Consulting's idea getting stolen. We talked about that. We talked about that years ago. Remember, I suggested that they build little boutique hotels in all the countries in Epcot, and
we talked about
dedicated entrance.
We also thought that there should be a hotel on the Epcot beam, and that there probably should be one at the entrance as well.
Yeah. So, well, they had that rumor for a while, and then that sort of died off. So
I know, but I mean, I still don't understand why they haven't. I'm going to print a shirt that says "Monetize the Beam." And you guys will get it, but yeah. Let's see. Disney 100 Years of Wonder. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit, so that's coming. Going through what else? Anything? Canada? Do we have anything? Did we miss anything?
I think we got it all.
Did we? Wow.
Yeah, I think we did.
I mean, that's a lot.
We were very effective. There's only 3 of us. That helps.
That's a lot of stuff. We've got like 7 minutes to spare.
Yeah. Anything else we want to talk about?
I don't know. Wino. Oh, that's another one.
Yeah, mine. Fino.
No, Wino. Walton name only.
Oh, Walton name only. Oh, there you go. I like that. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, no, I honestly, that's most of it, I think.
So are we getting another podcast in before the big INTERCOT 25 or?
I think probably about 2 weeks from now to crank up the hype machine. So what is it Amanda saying? Oh, look, Ian, you'll enjoy this.
I do. Amanda, I don't know if we've talked about this before. If we have, accept my apologies, but I worked up in Warrington in that area for like my whole life. So I'm from around your neck of the woods there.
No, what you're not, what Jen's probably not knowing also that, I mean, I grew up in the area as well, and Warrington.
I assume she knew that because she said that there would be another Polish man from Philadelphia.
Well, that's true. Well, yeah, I guess that the tie-in there. Warrington and wasn't Warrington? Didn't they have pin catcher lanes or something like that? Wasn't that where a bowling? You're
going way back, but yeah.
No, seriously, I think my parents were in a bowling league somewhere. In Warrington.
Do people still? I wonder if people are still in bowling leagues anymore.
I'm thinking they probably still do.
I guess if you're Canadian, you're in a curling league, right?
In places.
Yeah, my dad curls.
I mean, there's still.
Listen, I like curling. People can make fun of it all you want. I actually watch it when it's in the Olympics all the time. I think it's fun.
Very
Lots
nice.
of curling up here.
Is
what
it
else
really?
are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Yeah. So, well, the other thing is, I do need to talk about at some point my cruise and
for sure.
the comparisons between, which are interesting. Between, Disney went in an interesting way with their cruise ships, which is kind of their themed, very kind of classic cruise sort of. New retro, I think, would be the way to describe it.
Yeah, they definitely even have like a little bit of a nautical theme to them, right? With like
evoking,
and
the elements of classic cruising and things like that,
like real classic cruising, like transatlantic cruises from the,
And even their ships, like with the treasure. I'm looking at the artwork here. It's just honestly probably some of the classiest looking vessels.
I saw the Wish in port the other day. Is that am I saying that right?
Yeah, we saw that.
New one, right?
It's huge.
It was in port. I guess it was leaving, and oh my God, what a gorgeous ship! I mean, it's interesting, right? Because it is, but it I honestly can't remember which one it was. There was another cruise ship in port. One who has the of the seas. Empress.
That would be
Royal Caribbean.
Royal?
Yeah, I went on Independence of the Seas.
I was a little. That might have been the one that was there, actually.
Yeah,
I was a little surprised because, the Wish did not look as big. I thought the Wish was a big.
And if
it's bigger than
to tie that in, if you were on the Carnival Mardi Gras. Carnival Mardi Gras is, I looked it up. Royal has one ship that is 100 people more, but for all intents and purposes, it's the same class of ship. It basically can fit about 6,500 people on it. Probably Disney ships are somewhere in the 4 range. So
I didn't even think they were that many, John. I thought they held in the 3.
Yeah, 3,800, 3,500, something like that. You can look it up, but these are mega ships, and literally the port that we were at for the Mardi Gras was built for the Mardi Gras.
And is the Mardi Gras fairly new?
It literally came online. It was supposed to come online in 2020 and came online last year. As a result of being delayed because of COVID. I will say they took a different route, and it is by all means a gorgeous ship with stunning, just like the dining rooms, and the rooms themselves are more modern than any other cruise ship than I've seen, period. I
have to say, I saw the pictures of your room, and I agree. They were beautiful. Yeah. I mean, they were really nice. I don't hold a very high opinion of Carnival Cruise Lines. I cruised on them once many years ago and just didn't care for it. But that cruise ship was gorgeous. I mean, that room was just beautiful.
Yeah, I think, this is their kind of their statement piece. This is their moving in a new direction. I've been on, look, I love Carnival. I will just say that I've been on lots of Carnival cruises. My wife says there's a reason they call them the fun ships, and I think that is true. I think we've had more fun on Carnival, regardless of what the room would be or whatever. But on some of the older ships, they looked a little dated. With the mauves and the kind of just the kind of the colors and the themes, like there were cherubs and things like that. It kind of evoked old cruising, and this ship is gorgeous. I am telling you, if you get a chance, go on it. It's just amazing. And from top to bottom, the bars, they had specialty bars, specialty restaurants, like where Disney, where you jump around to different restaurants and stuff like that. They had different places you could dine on this one. Loved Shack's Chicken Shack or whatever the heck they called it, but they had chicken that was basically on par with what do you call it, Chick-fil-A there. I mean, every bit as good. as that, and stuff like that. And really, it was a really pleasant experience. I want to talk about it more, and we'll do that in maybe the next podcast and stuff like that. But yeah. But if you get a chance, definitely check it out. Like Ian said, see some of the pictures, and I've got a walkthrough on our room, which was a suite on there. There are bigger suites than what we had, but you'll at least get an idea of what things are like. So I think that's it. I think we covered pretty much.
You timed it almost perfectly.
We have
1 minute to go, people. 1 minute.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Where's the I think this would yeah, there we go. We've got the music. I could have rolled it under.
You back timed it.
I know, right?
9:30 on the nose.
9:30 on the nose. Cool. Hey, everybody, thanks for listening. And a reminder, 30 days out from ICOT 25 years
Get your tickets
online. Get your tickets now. They're selling out. I think right now we're at right around 50 people for the event, which is
good.
Yeah, that's strong. I'll take it.
A pretty strong turnout for given where the economy is and that we are online 25 years. So meet a lot of folks from the website and a lot of your friends from online. And you don't have to be a long time follower. You could have been just following us a couple weeks and just show up. It'll be fine. Like I said, we're all family here. But
thanks to everybody, all the people that are jumping in on the chat too. I love to see everybody's comments. And
great. Yeah, the comedy was strong tonight.
Very much. Absolutely.
So be sure and support our sponsor, Magical Journeys, magicaljourneys.com. They have been around here forever, helping keep us bringing the magic to you. I think it's magicaljourneystravel.com. Anyway, Magical Journeys. Click on the link from intercot.com and check them out. Book your next trip with them. But for the rest of us, another episode of the INTERCOT podcast in the books. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Jen.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Good having you there. Jen could barely get a word in tonight.
That's all right.
I know, poor Jen.
That's all right. I don't know what's going on. I'm just here.
We should let her and Carolyn have their own
She's
show.
Such a polite Canadian.
I know.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Sorry.
No, sorry.
Ooh, sorry.
So sorry.
For all of us, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you hopefully in about 2 weeks from now. Enjoy. Get out there and enjoy life. That's probably my best piece of advice for tonight. Fino. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Fino.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Fino. Wino. What is it? Walter? Wino?
Wino.
Walter name only. Wino.
Waddle in name only.
Name only. Bye now. Bye-bye.